There it is. All righty. Hey, Leslie. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thanks so much for joining.
Happy to be here. Thanks for the invite, Todd.
Of course, always. So Leslie and I watched a convention workshop video done by the amazing Rita Morrill, a Young Living training manager, and it was so good. It was so good that afterwards we wanted all of our Young Living Village, the YL Village team to see it, and any others who could benefit. You know, we often talk about how pure, potent, and effective the Young Living essential oils are to support health and wellness. But it's important to remember that the bigger picture is all about saving us from chemicals and toxins. And if you think about the Young Living objective, it aligns so well with the YL Village community. And that is to help us remove the toxins and unwanted chemicals that we often put around, on, and in our bodies. And in order to meet that objective, we need other product options in addition to essential oils. And this training actually provides a great perspective on a current problem we all experience and some effective product solutions that Young Living has to offer. So I'm going to get ready to cue up the video. And Leslie.
Anything I think you pretty well covered an introduction and why we love this video so much, but it's also good I just want to point out quickly before we jump into this 10-minute video, like you said, hosted by Rita, who did a fantastic job. I want everybody who's watching this to just kind of think about what some of the reasons are that some of the things you might be experiencing in your personal life as a result of some of the chemicals that we're exposed to. One of the best things I think about this video is that it helps people understand the why behind why we do what we do, why we stick with plant-based, why we get rid of toxic chemicals. A lot of people are experiencing the results and the signs and symptoms of bioaccumulation or body burden from exposure to these chemicals and may not even realize it. So as you're listening and kind of letting this video sink in, that's one good thing to kind of reflect on and think about what you're experiencing or even those in your home might be experiencing due to exposure to toxic chemicals. But also think about what actions you can take. There's so many great suggestions in this video. So maybe jot down a couple of the action items you'd like to take as a result of watching this video.
Love it. Love it. That's a good request. All right, here we go. Here's the video.
Hi everyone, I'm Rita Morrill and I'm here to share how to create and maintain a healthy home. Many of you are already doing an amazing job detoxing your home with the help of natural plant-based products. Now, if you're just starting your journey with Young Living, don't be overwhelmed. I'll show you just how easy it is to make impactful changes. We are going to cover the impact of harsh chemicals on your home and body and simple ways to reduce chemical exposure with, of course, Young Living products. Let's jump in with the ugly truth. Here are 3 key things to be aware of as you start making transitions. Number 1, the mass production of chemicals. In the US, over 3 billion pounds of toxic chemicals are released into the environment each year. Many of these chemicals are associated with adverse human health effects and are even classified as carcinogens. Number 2, there is a lack of testing coupled with weak regulations. Only a small percentage of chemicals have been tested for their safety and toxicity. More studies and focused efforts are needed. To give you some background, the Toxic Substance Control Act was implemented in 1976 to regulate the safe use of chemicals in commercial products. But there are a few issues with its implementation. Instead of requiring chemical manufacturers to demonstrate that their products are safe before they go into production, the law has required the government to prove that a substance causes harm in order to control or replace it. This has been a big issue for us as consumers over the years. The law has been amended since, but there's still so much room for improvement. And the third thing to be aware of, the heavy use of pesticides in the US. This has been a result of changing farming practices and increasing demands. Now, I want you to guess how many pounds of pesticides are used in the United States each year. Take a second and guess. The answer is over 1 billion pounds of pesticides are used in the United States each year, and approximately 5.6 billion pounds are used worldwide. So let's talk about the impact of chemicals on an individual level. How do toxins affect our body? This is so important to understand as you share your passion for toxic-free living with others. According to the CDC, more than 200 high-volume synthetic chemicals can be found in the bodies of nearly all Americans, including newborn infants. Isn't that crazy? These chemicals have been found in blood, urine, breast milk, as well as in the umbilical cord blood of newborns. Now, many of you may have heard someone say, but it's just a small amount of chemicals in my products, or I've been using these products for years and I'm fine. Have these thoughts ever crossed your mind? This is why it's important to understand bioaccumulation, often referred to as body burden. Basically, chemical toxins accumulate in the body over time. You're fine until one day you aren't. I want to demonstrate what I am talking about. Let's pretend this glass is your body, and in this water, each drop I'm going to drop in represents harsh chemicals that your body is being exposed to. So for example, you wash your hair, shampoo and conditioner that may contain some sulfates, then you use some laundry soap for your laundry made with synthetic preservatives, and then it's time to do your makeup. You use foundation containing fragrance. Maybe you use some lipstick made with synthetic dyes, and then you use some eyeshadow made with some heavy metals. You get the picture. As you can see, the water is getting murky. The body breaks down some of the toxins we are exposed to, but not all. Impacts may show up long after exposure. Oftentimes, we see more immediate impacts. For example, skin reactions. Irritation or inflammation is how your body is responding on a cellular level to these uncommon substances. What is your body trying to tell you? This reminds me of something that happened in my home when I was about 10 years old. I grew up being exposed to a lot of harsh, heavy chemicals and definitely all-purpose cleaners. My dad is in the car detailing business, so you can imagine how many chemicals I was exposed to. One Saturday, my sisters and I were cleaning, doing our Saturday chores, and at the end, we noticed that my sister had a rash all over her hand and a little bit into her arm. At the time, the solution should have been finding a natural alternative cleaner. For a while, the answer was simply to use gloves when using some of these stronger commercial cleaners in my home. We had no idea just how bad these products were for our health. Now, if you're wondering which chemicals can wreak havoc on your body, let's look at the dirty dozen. The list contains ingredients that are commonly found in products that are used daily. These are recognized as carcinogens, endocrine disruptors, and even reproductive toxicants. One to be very cautious of is fragrance or perfume. If companies say their fragrance is a trade secret, they aren't required to list what's in it on the ingredient list. Now let's lighten things up because Young Living has provided us solutions to keep our home and bodies healthy. The Thieves product line is formulated without SLS, parabens, phthalates, and other harmful chemicals that we've talked about. The star of the line is our Thieves essential oil. This blend is made up of lemon, clove, cinnamon bark, eucalyptus radiata, and rosemary. The warm, spicy aroma is a fan favorite. How many of you are using this essential oil regularly? I love hearing all of your personal stories using Thieves as I've connected with you at events. If you want to learn more about why these 5 oils were chosen to make Thieves, look up the key constituents. I highly recommend spending time learning about these properties of the oils. Now, if you're going to choose one cleaning product to switch to, choose Thieves Household Cleaner. Here are the 3 top benefits of Thieves Household Cleaner. Number one, ingredients you can trust. We use naturally derived plant-based ingredients, making this cleaner safe to use around kids and pets. How comforting is that? Did you know that indoor air is typically 5 to 7 times more polluted than outdoor air? Most commercial cleaners contain volatile organic compounds that linger in the air long after you clean. And household cleaning supplies are one of the top 5 substance classes, accounting for calls to the National Poison Control Center. Second benefit, it's multi-purpose. You can use this on essentially every surface. What? I don't have to buy a bunch of different cleaners? This is a game changer. And the third benefit, it's cost effective. This is a concentrated formula, and you can make about 29 bottles of household cleaner with 1 bottle of Thieves using the medium degreasing ratio. All you need to do is add 1 capful of cleaner to your spray bottle and dilute it with water depending on how light or heavy you want it to be. And don't forget to add essential oils to your household cleaner and cleaning DIYs. I love changing up the aroma. My go-to right now is Luscious Lemon. Other great oils for cleaning are Purification, Pine, Lemon Myrtle, Citrus Fresh, and Orange. Now, one simple way to make the transition to plant-based products is by focusing on one room at a time. So for example, you'll start in your kitchen and maybe you try our Thieves Foaming Hand Soap, our Thieves Dish Soap, and maybe our Thieves Fruit and Veggie Wash. Then you focus on your bathroom. You can try our Thieves Whitening Toothpaste, which is one of my absolute favorite products, and our Thieves Mouthwash. And then it's time to make some changes to your medicine cabinet. You can try our Thieves Chest Rub and our Thieves Cough Drops, which have over-the-counter strength. Continue to work your way through your home and start swapping out products in your laundry room, the nursery, and even your makeup bag. We've covered so much today. If you want to learn even more, check out our Thieves Cleaning Guide located in the Young Living Digital Library at library.youngliving.com. This is such a great resource that includes some of the information I've shared today, along with study references, DIY recipes, and more. You can download this straight to your desktop or phone and share it with friends and family. Now, my challenge for you today is to choose one Thieves product that you would like to try. Write it down now and add it to your next order. Don't forget, you are the gatekeeper of your home. Big, impactful changes start with small steps. Thank you so much for joining me and enjoy the rest of convention.
That's so awesome. What'd you think?
I feel like I learned something new every time I watch that video. I just love how simple she made it, but also how she didn't skimp on the information that sometimes we'd rather not think about, like the impact of all of the toxic chemicals that we may be exposing ourselves and our loved ones to. She did mention that the Toxic Substance Control Act has been amended, and while that is true, the US government is still lacking funding to implement some of those changes years later. To the point, to date today, a lot of those changes haven't been implemented yet because of lacking funding, lacking bandwidth and resources and all kinds of things. So the bottom line, it is our responsibility to safeguard our homes and make sure that what we're using is safe. One other thing I did want to highlight is that a lot of the chemicals haven't been researched of what they actually do, but especially what they do when they come into contact with each other. That's something that no companies have done. We think about drug interactions and how you can't take this drug with this drug, but nobody's talking about the cocktail of toxic chemicals and the impact on your tissues and on your neurological system and all kinds of things. So instead of getting stuck in the weeds there, it's so much easier to just switch to plant-based. So I'm very passionate about this, as you can tell, because ever since I've made that switch one room at a time in my house, I have felt a difference. And so I can't stop talking about it and making that recommendation to everyone.
Love it. Love it. Thank you, Leslie. I got to tell you, I've seen this a couple of times now. And I just think there's so many great, I would say, points that stand out for me, right? One is that I love the demonstration of the chemical bioburden. Just to see that visual, it begins to hit home when we hear this, right? I love the recommendation at, take a look at the constituents, right, of the essential oils that make up.
Thieves, yes.
I mean, that's something that really gives immediate education and perspective of some of the challenges. I love the effectiveness, the efficiency, and the economic value of the Thieves household cleaner. Right? I mean, we know that. We use it all the time, but she did a good job of actually pointing that out.
How many bottles you can get in that one capsule. And as you know, Todd, I use it for everything. I've replaced everything from laundry detergent to bathroom cleaners with this product. And so the fact that it is so multi-purpose makes it so worth the amount of money you spend on it.
That's right. That's right. So I tripled the challenge that you threw out, Leslie, and the challenge that we had. Pick one room, pick one product, and get started. Start the journey of actually removing the toxins and chemicals from your daily life. That's what I would recommend. And in terms of resources, in addition to this video on the YO Village YouTube channel, take a look at another video from you, Dr. Leslie Lewis, on a quick 3-minute video, I think, on the Thieves line and brand, which would be a good another resource to take a look at.
I heard about that when we did a Thieves introduction. I believe we also have posted the full-length class for those of you who have a little more time. I actually took the camera around my house when I did my spring cleaning and showed all the different ways and some of my favorite Thieves DIYs. So look for that video too if you have a little more time. That one's longer than 3 minutes. That's a full-length class.
Which is also good. Well, hey, thanks again for joining. This will be a great, I think, educational piece for others. By all means, if someone has sent you this video, reach back out to them to take a hold of the challenge and pick one and get started. All right. Adios.
Bye, guys.
Have a good one.